All right, welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to create a work item on Ravetree. So we go over to the plus button, click on work item, and we get this work item form. So we'll give it a name. And we could go ahead and click save. We don't have to fill out any additional information, but we're going to look at these fields and see what they do. So you'll see that it automatically will assign you as the assignee when you create a work item, but you can always go and change that. Go in here, we'll search for a new member. We'll assign it to Brandon. You could also assign it to a team. So we'll search here for team, marketing. And I can also assign it to a work role. So let's suppose, for example, I don't yet know who I want to assign this work item to, or even the team. But I know that it needs to go to a software engineer. So I could go ahead and assign it to that work role, and that way later when I do want to go back and assign it to a person, I'll know that it needs to be a software engineer. Okay, so you'll see here that a work item has a type, and it defaults to being a task, but it could be a subtask, or if you're following an agile approach, it could be an epic or a user story. And then we've also got defect, support ticket, and spike if you want to label it as such. And it can be billable or non-billable. And you can actually override this. So if this work item happened to live inside of a project, so right here I would go and search for a project, and let's say it's going to be part of this mobile app project. It recognized that that mobile app project was billable, so it moved it back over to billable. However, I can override that if I want to. In fact, on Ravetree, a work item does not have to be associated with a project. It can be a standalone independent thing. So let's go down here. Related to, this could be any other content that this work item might be related to. Associations. So this is where you can go in and you can create things like dependencies. And you can see here that I've created a few different kind of associations. So I've got dependency blocks. I can go and create some others. So maybe you could create one called clone. Is a clone of, is cloned by, whatever you want to put in here. It's entirely configurable. And the idea is that you have a predecessor work item and a successor work item. So I'm just going to X out of here. You can put in my start date and due date. Put that over here. And we also have the ability to create repeating work items. And there's a lot of flexibility here. So you might have a work item that repeats, say, weekly, every Monday, or maybe every Monday and Tuesday. Starting on, say, I guess, let's put it back here on Monday. And you can set if it ends, and if so, when. And you can go in here, you can create tags. And you can also size your work item, either using story points, and we have the Fibonacci sequence for story point sizing, or you can do time. In fact, technically you could do both if you wanted to. But let's say, this is going to be 3 hours and 45 minutes. That's what we're estimating that it's going to take. And then we can put in our details here and click save and you're done. So that's how you create a work item on Ravetree.